is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. All right, so here's the situation we have for you, ladies and gentlemen. Tropical Storm Bret, at the time I'm recording this, is now on the verge of hurricane strength. It is now a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm with a pressure of 996 millibars, and it is still continuing to organize despite all the conditions. We're going to go ahead and show you what's really warranting this. First of all, hurricane hunters have been in Bret, and the first thing we need to take a look at is the pressure. They found a pressure of 996 millibars, down from 1,000 3 hours ago. So that's the first thing they found. They found flight level winds cracking 64 knots rather, in a lot of these areas right here, including a couple of hours ago where the center of circulation was. And now what really set it off was they found an SFMR reading of over 70 knots in here. 70 knots, ladies and gentlemen. That is 80 miles per hour. And based on all that, as well as the dropsonde data they gathered, they went ahead, sent that to the NHC, and they are officially calling this a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm. And they have also issued a hurricane watch for St. Lucia. So this is the big deal. We have 70-knot winds. The present movement is west at 16 miles per hour. Pressure's down to 996. So this is what we got right here. The tropical storm force winds also extend 115 miles from the center. So that's pretty much what we got going on right here. And I've been looking at this, and my official estimate when I first did this was 70 to 80 miles per hour, and we're at 70 right now. So yeah, this is right on the cusp of it. So before we go ahead any further, when I first saw this, I went ahead on Twitter and I said this. An SFMR value of 70 knots was detected in Tropical Storm Bret. Pressure is now down to 996 millibars. This is either a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm or a Category 1 hurricane right now. And I sent this screenshot of the data right here. And as you can see right here, it's there you have it, the 70 knot SFMR. And after it got called, I posted this on Twitter right here. So there you have it. Now, we're going to go ahead and talk about the factors that are for and against this potentially being a hurricane. Factors for it. Global sea temperatures are very warm, over 28 degrees Celsius or 82 degrees Fahrenheit across the Lesser Antilles, across this portion of the Atlantic. Ocean heat content. We're taking a look at this. 75 to 100 OHC, where this is going. That's more than enough energy to start developing this despite all the things that's facing. There is a little bit of dry air right now, but as of what I've been looking at based on satellite and a bunch of other things, it's currently fighting that off and doing quite well doing it. Here's the factors against it. Wind shear. Just north of this, we're looking at 25 to 30 knots of wind shear. Where the center of circulation is right now, it's around 20 knots or so it's a bit more manageable. That is going to increase as it approaches the Lesser Antilles, but it's not going to get into a critical condition until it exits those islands and enters the Caribbean. After that, the wind shear is just going to start tearing it apart. So what I'm thinking based off of all this is we have about a 6 hour or so window of this thing potentially strengthening or not. And if it does strengthen, I could potentially seeing 80 as a max, but realistically, I could see this going up to 75 briefly until either right before or when it hits the Antilles, and then it starts weakening from there. So that's what I'm looking at right there. Now, before I end this video, there are a couple things I want to stress to you guys. First thing I want to stress is even if it does get designated a hurricane, it doesn't really change too much. It doesn't change the surge very much, doesn't change the rain threat very much, and you do get a little bit of a bump in the winds, but it doesn't change that wind threat very much. The only thing that changes is the classification of it being a tropical storm or a hurricane. That's it. And the second thing I want to stress to you is that either scenario, just prepare, remain calm, listen to your local officials, and I'll keep you guys updated here. But please, if this gets designated as a hurricane, or even if you wake up and you see this, don't panic. Just get prepared. Finish your preparations. I'd say by tomorrow around noon Atlantic Standard Time, and I'll keep you updated once again. But with that being said, we're going to end this video right here. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps us out, helps us make more videos like these. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather. But with that being said, have a wonderful day, guys. Stay safe.